Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Here, we embrace true femininity. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update.
My wife and I have always been an adventurous couple, always looking for new ways to spice up our marriage. Our relationship was built on a strong foundation of trust, love, and open communication, which allowed us to explore different aspects of our sexuality and desires without any fear or judgment. However, it wasn't until we discovered BDSM that our relationship took a whole new level of intimacy and excitement. It all began on a quiet evening when we were watching a movie. I remember my wife, Jessica, cuddled up next to me, her head resting on my shoulder. As the movie progressed, I couldn't help but feel a little restless and fidgety. It wasn't that the movie wasn't captivating, but something was stirring inside of me, an internal fire that was slowly growing. I turned to look at Jessica, and her eyes met mine, giving me a knowing smile. She knew me so well, sometimes, it was scary. She whispered in my ear, "Why don't we try something different tonight?" A million thoughts raced through my mind, but I found myself nodding in agreement, not knowing what she had in mind. Without saying another word, Jessica got up and walked to our bedroom, motioning for me to follow. I could feel butterflies in my stomach as I hurriedly followed her, my mind racing with anticipation. She closed the door behind us, and I could barely contain my excitement. As I entered our bedroom, I saw that Jessica had laid out an assortment of ropes, blindfolds, and other accessories on our bed. My heart skipped a beat as I realized that we were about to engage in BDSM. I had always been curious about this world, but I never had the courage to bring it up to my wife. I had always been the more submissive one in our relationship, and the thought of relinquishing control to her excited me. Without saying a word, Jessica handed me a collar and instructed me to put it on. As I did, I could feel my submissive side coming to the surface, and I couldn't wait for her to take control. She then blindfolded me and proceeded to tie my hands behind my back with the rope. The feeling of being so vulnerable and at her mercy was exhilarating. Jessica then kissed me, soft and slow, before whispering in my ear, "From now on, you will call me mistress." I felt a shiver run down my spine as I said, "Yes, mistress." From that moment on, I was no longer her husband, I was her femboy, her submissive, her plaything. Jessica wasted no time and began exploring my body, running her hands along my curves and tracing her fingers over every inch of my skin. I couldn't see anything, but my other senses were heightened, and every touch, kiss, and breath felt amplified. She then led me over to our dresser, where she had placed a variety of outfits and accessories. She picked out a pink lace lingerie set, stockings, and a pair of high heels, and instructed me to put them on. As I did, I couldn't help but feel a sense of liberation and acceptance. Being a femboy was something that I had always kept hidden, afraid of being judged by society. But here, in this moment, I felt free to express myself, and it was all thanks to my wife. Once I was fully dressed, Jessica put a leash on my collar and led me to the living room. She had transformed our living room into a dungeon, with ropes and a variety of BDSM toys. The sight alone was enough to make me squirm with excitement. She sat on the couch, and I knelt before her, eagerly awaiting her commands. She caressed my face and told me how beautiful I looked, and how proud she was of me for embracing my true self. Tears of joy streamed down my face as I felt loved and accepted by my wife, something that I had been longing for my entire life. Then, she leaned in and whispered in my ear, "I'm going to make you mine, completely and utterly mine." And with that, she began a night of pleasure and pain, pushing my limits and boundaries, and exploring every side of me that I had never dared to show. The night seemed to go on forever, and I was in a constant state of ecstasy. Jessica had pierced my ears and put on a beautiful set of dangling earrings, which only added to my femininity. She had also applied makeup on my face, making me look like a perfect mix of masculine and feminine traits. As the night came to an end, and I lay curled up in her arms, I couldn't help but reflect on everything that had happened. It was an out-of-body experience, and I had never felt so alive and in tune with my true desires. From that night on, BDSM became an integral part of our marriage. We would engage in role-playing and kinky sessions at least once a week, always exploring and trying new things. The power exchange dynamic between us strengthened our bond, and our communication became even more open, leading to a deeper level of intimacy and trust. BDSM may not be for everyone, but for us, it was a way of expressing our love and pushing the boundaries of pleasure in a safe and consensual way. It brought us closer together and allowed us to fully embrace our true selves without any fear or shame. Now, whenever I see Jessica walking towards me with a playful gleam in her eye and a wicked smile on her face, I know that it's going to be a night filled with passion, pain, and pleasure. And I wouldn't have it any other way.